Hey, it is GButterfly. Welcome to GButterfly TV. And today we're going to talk about the first reunion of season 5 of Love and Marriage Huntsville, where it starts off where everyone is arriving to Vista Studios in Los Angeles. Carlos makes his rounds talking to everyone just to say hi once they arrive. First people he talked to was Maurice and Kimmy. And he asked Kimmy, "What is our goal?" She said, "I just want to watch everybody. I just want to sit back and watch all the drama." Pretty much that's what she said. Now he talked to, and if you know me, I'll write my notes now. So when you see me looking down, you know I'm looking at my notes. Wanda drops it low when he goes in to see Marceau and Tisha. And Tisha actually tried to do a little shade on Melody, because Carlos asked her who was she referring to when she was saying that it's always some drama, something along those lines. And she say, "Mr. T." And production so messy, they cut to the picture of Melody with all her gold chains on. I say, ooh, Melody gonna eventually get her back for that one. Let's see. Mel said that her goal was to go to hell if anybody tried to go low with her, and she did. Martell blushes when Carlos talks to Sheree on the phone. When he walks in to talk to Sheree, Martell was on the phone, but Martell wanted all the social media land to know that he was talking to Sheree because he told, you want to talk to Sheree? Yes, Martell, we do know that you are dating Sheree. If y'all are still dating, we don't know, but at the time when that reunion was taped, we know that you were still talking to Sheree. Anyway, now, best dress in my opinion, Marceau and Martell had a tie. Maurice is never a good dresser to me, and I just thank God he didn't have that turtleneck on, because he'll bust out a turtleneck in 100-degree weather. But Martell always looks nice. His suits are always tailored really well to his physique. And Marceau normally don't dress that well to me, but Marceau looked very nice in his 3-piece suit. I got to give it to him. Now, when it comes to the ladies, Melody had pretty hair and pretty shoes. That dress was a whole Reynolds aluminum fall no for me. Kimmy's outfit was a big no for me. It's almost as it came across like Kimmy just really wanted to show skin, but it took away from who Kimmy generally portrays herself to be, a real well put together woman. The outfit just didn't look good on her. Maybe on somebody else, it just did not look good to her. It made her, I don't know. She and Tisha's dress was ugly. Melody's dress was horrible. Okay, horrible. But her shoes was cute again. Now, Melody had pretty hair, and Tisha's hair came in a distant second, and Kimmy's hair was a plastic no-no. That wig, weave, whatever she had going on, that was a definite no-no. Didn't like it at all. But when they all sat down, Melody came out with a real stank nasty attitude. I don't know if anybody else got that, but her whole attitude was real kind of stank nasty to me, the way she was acting. And she said she wasn't praising anyone about anything they had going on. She said she really don't care. But she seemed real salty when she said last year she gave everybody kudos and praise. She said, oh, but they didn't show that. It was almost as if she was mad that production didn't show something she said. That's just how she came across. And she was saying, well, damn, I just ate. And it was almost as if she was saying, because they didn't show me praise them last year, I won't praise them at all this year. So was your praise really for TV, or did you really mean what you said last year? That's what I got out of that. Excuse me. And she said she just really didn't care what nobody else was doing, but her whole face, her body language, everything was stank to me. And my question is, if she feels that negative about the show, why is she still on there? I do believe the show could go on without Melody. That's just my opinion. And I don't have anything against Melody. I just think the show can go on without her. Now, Maurice tries to lighten the mood, because when she said all of that, Maurice came back trying to praise everybody, really just trying to lighten the mood while they were sitting up there. Melody was rude and cutting him off. I'm like, well, goddamn, who made her mad before she came out on stage? Was it one of them people in her entourage that got off the truck with her? Because somebody irritated her because she walked on the stage with a piss attitude. She said, well, make sure your actions show that you're supporting everybody. And he was like, what do you mean? I purchased your songs, I streamed your songs so you can get the streams. And it was so funny because Martell was like, why you playing our goddamn song? That was funny to me. That was really funny. And you could tell Martell did it in fun. You could tell he was just real lighthearted. He didn't get irritated because, 1 or 2 seasons back, he would get pissed off if somebody just mentioned that song. But he has shown a lot of growth this year. And I got to give it to Martell. He has shown some growth, and that's a good thing. Excuse me. Man, Kimmy acknowledged that she and Mel were friends because Mel was irritated because she said Kimmy and Maurice did an interview. And when someone asked her if she and Melody were real friends, she said Maurice actually answered. It was pretty much downplaying whatever friendship they do have. And he led the people on the show to believe that they didn't have a friendship. Melody was mad because she felt like Kimmy should have been the only one to answer the question. Kimmy interjected herself and pretty much said that she and Melody have a relationship. She feels like Melody is her friend. And she based it on Melody's actions. And that's it. She didn't try to go into it a lot. And Melody kept trying to be kind of stank with her attitude. And Kimmy was like, why does it have to be all that? During the most of the show, Kimmy looked like she was through with their ass too. So we'll see how that's going to work out. But that's why Melody had a little stank attitude when Maurice was trying to talk. Now, Letitia, she tried to shade Martell when she said that Martell should be thankful that they bought him out of Scoped. And she was saying, because we paid him pennies on the dollar because we're a multi-million-dollar company right now. Marcel Hale said, you need to be thanking me. And truth be told, when him and Melody partnered up with Marceau and Letitia, they came with the connections. And Marceau had the builder's license. And as we all know who's been watching the series, Melody ended up getting her builder's license as well. But Melody said that she didn't know anything about what was going on during the buyout because she wasn't with Martell at the time. But she do know that it was her connections that got Marceau and Tisha a lot of the deals that they got. And Marceau actually came out and said that he definitely acknowledged the role that Martell and Melody both played in the success of his business. So that was a good thing. Now, Carlos was talking to Carlos was talking to Tisha about Marceau going to Africa by himself. And she said that at first she was a little upset, and then after she talked to Marceau, she understood how he needed his space. Okay, Tisha. So Carlos, being messy as he is, asked Kimmy, how would you feel and would you let Maurice go to Africa by himself? Nope. She cut it off real quick. She didn't even give him a chance to finish the question. And she was pretty much saying, Tisha the only one dealing with that mess. Nobody else is. That's what I got out of that answer. Tisha said that Mel and Martell would have been put out any information they had on Marceau if he was cheating. But I can't understand why every time Tisha had a comment she needed to make, she kept referring back to Martell and Melody. A lot of things that she was asking she needed to answer, she could have just answered without including Martell and Melody. And they both kept looking at her like, really? What? We don't have anything to do with that. And that's just what I got out of that. So I was like, Tisha cannot let this issue with Melody go. I don't care what she says, that she's moved on. Tisha has not moved on, and she's still holding on to it. Marceau also chimed in and said that if Melody and Martell had something that they would put it out. Martell said, I ain't putting nothing out. So you can tell that Martell kind of goes by the code, or the bro code, if that's what you want to call it. What I know, I'm taking it to the grave. And he pretty much said that later on in the episode, that everybody on that stage knew something. He was talking about the men. They all knew something, but they would never, ever disclose what they know. And he was tight-lipped. He said, I'm not answering that. Because Carlos even asked Martell, do you know if Marceau has ever cheated on Tisha? And he just looked around, or been with another woman. That's what he said. Tisha said, yes, I'm the woman. I'm the woman that he's been with the whole time I've been married. Martell said, good answer, Tisha. Keep rolling with that. Because she said until she get concrete proof, she's not going to leave her husband and dismantle her family over an accusation without any concrete proof. What's his name? Martell told her, you go with that, Tisha. And the way Marceau was sitting there like, these answers better come out right. Because he know he in the hot seat. He know he's in the hot seat. And Martell said that he was not putting anything out. He just refused. Mel didn't like Marceau's questioning her about the alleged side woman, because when she started saying that she know for a fact that he's cheating on Tisha, he started questioning her about, well, who is this side woman and why would you talk to her and blah blah blah. She was pretty much said, I'm not answering any of your questions. Point blank period. Then the question of the sex parties at Credit One, which is Maurice's company, that comes up. They all say that there were no sex parties. Then Kimmy chimed in and said, well, you know, my office was above their office at Credit One in the building. And yes, they used to get together and hang out. That's what she said. So Carlos said, were there ever any women there? Everybody's face was like, ooh, sitting tense, like, oh, what is she going to say? And she said that Marceau, Martell, Cedric, and him, meaning Maurice, used to be at Credit One. She said there were no sex parties going on. It was just guys hanging out, enjoying themselves, listening to music, blah, blah, blah. That's how the concept of black came about, because they wanted a place they can go and just hang out and listen to music. Carlos told her, I may be a gay man, but I'm a man nonetheless. And a whole lot of men not sitting around in the office listening to music, really doing nothing. He really told her, you're being naive to think nothing was going on. So that's when Maurice chimed in, and Maurice said, if whoever's telling these rumors, they better be prepared for a lawsuit, because they're going to get sued. In other words, he was saying, let them fuck around and find out. So that was that on that. Once this conversation was about to end, that's when Tisha told everybody that she's pretty much not leaving her husband, but she looked very uncomfortable after that, very uncomfortable. And production, messy as they always are, paying that screen right to Tisha's face, and she looked very uncomfortable. Out comes Kiki, who is Tisha's cousin, and I really wish they would show more of Kiki on the show. She sat down, she said she wasn't nervous, and she looked really good too. They kept giving you more of a profile. They really didn't do a lot of frontal on Kiki, but her dress looked like it was nice. Her hair looked like a typical weave. Her face looked very natural, but with makeup. And she looked very pretty to me. And she pretty much said that she wasn't taking sides between Melody and Letitia. Letitia's her cousin. Melody actually said that she knew Kiki a lot longer than she knew Tisha, and she invited her to her Christmas party, and she kept emphasizing my Christmas party, my Christmas party. I say Melody is very, very passive aggressive. In every episode, you can tell she's just very passive aggressive. One of those throw your hand, throw the rock, hide your hand. That's what I get from Melody. Kiki was saying that she do believe that there was something going on with Tisha and Marceau, but she wouldn't go into any detail. Tisha got mad and jumped up and walked off. Now I'm thinking she walking off because she just upset and she can't handle it. Why Tisha come back with them goddamn puppets? Tisha, you look like a damn fool. That's just my opinion. You came back with them puppets and you look like a fool, and everybody on that stage, including Carlos, said that you looked crazy. I know Marceau was saying, I know good and goddamn well she didn't come out here with these puppies. But yes, she did. And if she had those props, Marceau probably knew that she had the props, because she had them in the black pajamas that they had on at Melody's party. She had one that was a darker complected puppet, and one was a lighter complected puppet. The lighter one had the light blonde weave or whatever it was you put on puppets. And the one that was supposed to be Kiki had darker hair, and she pretty much said it was Kiki and Melody, and she was doing a little puppet show. But that was a bunch of bullshit. But in my opinion, this first episode just gave a little bit of something. They had Miss Wanda out there sitting on the couch. Wanda didn't say nothing. She was just sitting there looking a little stuffed. I'm like, that outfit wasn't cute for Wanda. Now her makeup and her hair was very pretty. I got to give it to Miss Wanda, but that outfit wasn't. But anyway, this GButterfly, we're going to see what they're going to have on next week's episode of the reunion from Love and Marriage Huntsville. And I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.